And now I want to introduce you to the era of pre-social media. So we traveling back in time. Godfather of street football, 4 times world champion street football, founder of Street Kings movement in Netherlands, Amsterdam, international speaker, ladies and gentlemen, Edward van Gils. Make some noise for him. And the topic is super simple: street football before social media. Let's go.
And that is my area. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for having me. I've been asked to talk a little bit about street football before social media. So basically, I'm gonna tell you my relationship with the ball, and obviously, like every relationship, also my relationship with the ball changed during time. First of all, let me introduce myself. Edward van Gils, 47 years old. I'm from Amsterdam, Holland, and I'm a Dutch street football pioneer. Obviously, we didn't invent street football. Street football has been here forever. I think we just changed it. I think we grew up in an area where a lot of things changed. Hip hop, took over the world. Got a huge influence on everything in society and also on sports. Another thing was in the 90s, the Surinamese and the Caribbean guys from Holland took a huge spot in football in the 90s. They did amazing in the national teams, but they also became world champion with Ajax and European champion. And they influenced also the streets, because we got influenced by the bigger players from for World Cups and everything. Same with me. When I was a little boy, I had a very difficult. I had a difficult childhood. When I was watching football, the World Cup, I saw this Mexican player after a goal, and he was cheering, he was running up to the camera, and I saw this amazing expression on his face from joy and that he achieved something, and I was like, that is what I want to accomplish. So I started playing football, and I wanted to become a professional player. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background because I think that's important. I got a video, it's approximately 4.5 minutes. It's a long time, but trust me, I like to talk, so if I would explain my childhood, it's going to take way longer. Yeah. After the video, I'm going to dive into some details and explain to you why I did what I did. Same problem as you? Oh, okay. When I was around 7 years old, the problem started at home. At first, you don't notice as much. All of a sudden, you get excuses like, yeah, mom's away for a couple of days, she'll be back, she'll go away for work, and stuff like that. There were more problems because my mom and my dad had some problems with alcohol and other stuff. And that's when it hit me, there's more going on. By the end of the day, when my mom really left us, that changed my whole life. In my opinion, you can be a victim of anything, or you can use that struggle or that situation as a motivation to accomplish anything in life. Football wasn't just pleasure, it was escape for reality. It was my perfect world. My name is Edward van Gils. I'm a street soccer player. And I'm 40 years old. I think street football is the most pure form of football. It was a world where everything was beautiful. And when you play, there's nothing you think about. And you focus on the ball. It was hard, like the streets were your family at that time. I didn't have money to travel. I didn't finish school. I was doing stupid stuff on the street.
Every club I called, they said, no, we don't need guys like you. And that's when I thought, I gotta change. I got asked by an old trainer, and he said, I'm going to get you back on track. So he saw it in my eyes, like this guy just wants to make it in this world. So he helped me out. He said, come train with me for a year, and I'll make sure you get back into the professional world. I started training again. I didn't nag. I just wanted to use the anger and the emotion as a motivation. And it worked. I was positive, you know, he saw I was working. When people see you put in work, they want to help you. For my luck, in my 20s, I got discovered, and they wanted to pull me into a professional club. The ball made me make the right choice. Commercials, world tours, TV shows, reality shows, KO. And that's how FIFA Street came about. We started in some neighborhood in Amsterdam, and now it's worldwide. Finally, I think after 15 years, I'm in a situation that, you know, I can live quite comfortably. And I found out it's not about the money. It's not about being successful in life. To me, it really is something that I can use as a tool to help kids in the same situation that I was. Sometimes they think negative about it because of the word street. But I think it's one of the positive things in life. It's also a reflection of society, so you also learn life lessons. If a small kid comes up, you embrace that, especially if you're a kid that you think like, I don't know, my parents gave up on me or society gave up on me. Sometimes it's hard to make that switch, you know. I want to be that bridge for those children, you know. I speak that language. I know what he's going through. I understand his life. Or if I can just reach one kid, and if I can get just one kid out of that situation, my job is done.
Guys, thank you for having me. Keep it up. All right, guys. See you guys next time.
I go back to that 7 or 8 year old guy, you know, playing on the court and have the same feeling of joy and happiness. And that motivates me until now, you know, to get the most out of life. So, the ball is my savior. It doesn't matter where I am, in a good neighborhood, in a bad neighborhood, what religion, what color, that ball just brings joy.
I'm going to talk to you about my first relationship with the ball. My first relationship with the ball was a dream. Dream of becoming a professional football player, becoming happy, and having that expression on my face when I score a goal or win a championship. But I had another relationship with the ball. Why doesn't it work? Yes. I had another relationship with the ball. I grew up in a home, not with a lot of love. My mom has some problems mentally, so she got addicted to medicine. From medicine, she went to drugs. My dad was an alcoholic, but he had to provide, so he had to work. So if you're drinking, you're gonna go to work. You use cocaine. And that circle just destroyed him, but it also destroyed our family. So drug abuse, domestic violence, even sexually abused to make it complete. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to escape my house. I wanted to go outside. And I noticed that that ball gave me joy. And when I was playing with that ball, I wasn't thinking about anything, nothing. Not about my mom, not about my dad, not whatever was going on in the house or what's going on with my sister. It was just me and the ball. And I was happy. I didn't think about anything in life. And the funny thing is, I wasn't the best football player at the beginning. But once I got very comfortable with the ball, I started learning real quick because it was my comfort zone. It was something that I love to do. If you hate something, it's going to be very hard to master that. If you love it, it's going to be way easier. Same goes for me. So, from a little kid kicking the ball against the wall on my own, 15 years later, I became a Nike athlete. 15 years I've been a Nike athlete and a consultant for Nike Global. That didn't come overnight. From that little boy, I had to fight my way up. And we didn't have social media. We didn't have examples. So we had to figure it out ourselves. And the thing was, we were all guys with the same background. Because my story is not a special story. There's so many kids with the same story and the same background. So we came together and we were playing street football every day. And at the beginning, it was a regular football match on the streets. You just picked out bricks from the ground, put them on the floor, and was a goal. 2 goals, start playing. Hip hop made a big difference because it was important how do you dress, the way that you talk. So we slowly built our own community, our own subculture, with the way that we dress, the way that we talk, but also the way that we played. We wanted to bring society into the sport. So the bragging and boasting, the trash talking. And if you trash talk, you got to back it up. So we were thinking about tricks to embarrass your opponent. I wasn't the best, to be very honest, again. But for my luck, the End One mixtapes hit the streets. That's street basketball. And these guys did amazing stuff with a basketball. And I was like, wait a minute. If I can translate that to football, I'm going to be special. I'm going to be different. I'm going to do things that people don't recognize, and I'm going to beat my opponent. So what did I do? I went into the drawing board and copied all those moves and translated them into football. But it got so bad in my mind that even when I was asleep, I was thinking about moves. And at first I was like, oh, I'll remember tomorrow, but I didn't. So for maybe 6 months, I didn't get any sleep every night. I stood up and draw my moves. And that's why I had this huge arsenal of tricks. And that's how I separated myself from the rest. And I think that's a difference between growing up with social media and internet. For us, it was very easy to beat our opponent. For the new generation, for you guys, it's going to be way more difficult because you see those moves on the internet and you know exactly what's going on. So also, that was a harder thing. But we also didn't get inspired. So we all had our own special tricks. We all wanted to be different. I did not even touch other people's tricks because then you were biting their styles. So they become all different styles, and that spread it all over the world in a couple of years. Nike was super important to us, and it's a little bit weird because we're an underground sport and we're working with this huge brand. But what I think that Nike did very smart is that it came up to us and say, what you guys are doing are amazing. How can I use it? And if I use it, what can I give back to you guys? And they were like, hey, wait a minute. They don't just want to take from us, but they want to work together. So we were like, okay, what are we looking for? It's the same as now. You want to be respected and you want to be recognized. We wanted to do the same thing, but there was no internet. So what was our recognition and our respect? That a big brand wanted to work with us and we could make our own game. And that's why we invented Panna KO. The ultimate battle, 1v1 in a huge cage. Only standing there will make your knees tremble, trust me, for the first time. Am I lying, guys in the back? That became a huge success. And because it was a huge success, we did a tour with Nike through Europe. All the Nike city, all the key cities, we did these events and we had to kind of explain how the game was played. Now the tricks were spreading around the world because we tried to keep it for ourselves. No internet, so nobody knew it. Wherever we went, with the easiest tricks, we just beat people. Now it became a bigger thing. Next one, please. And this was it. This was our dopamine.
Nelly and Jogo.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted. Take California. Open the heads.
Wie wordt koning Panna? Om die titel streden vandaag ruim 250 straatvoetballers.
Het was vol in Paradiso, vooral veel jong publiek.
That was Panakeo at the beginning. Time has changed, the game has changed, because every generation makes it its own. And I think that's important, because otherwise we're going to stand still, and standing still is going back. This was such a success that the visibility of Nike went from 35% to 75% on the streets. So Nike had a hit. So they did it globally. Now we went to the States, South America. We did Panakea everywhere. For our luck, Edgar Davids were very affiliated with Panakeo. At the same time, Edgar Davids was also the football manager of FIFA, EA Sports. And he managed to think about a concept which was called FIFA Street, and he presented it to them, and they liked it. At one of these events, these guys came up to us, and they said, like, we have never seen anything like this. We want you guys in the game. We want to use your moves and put it in the game. At the beginning, we were just a group of 5 to 10 people, and we were like, you know what, this is payday. And we asked like a crazy amount of money because there was nobody else in our minds. But there were, and they just took a little less quality, a little less famous guys, and they did it for like $500. And we were like, we missed out, because this was like, this is a huge platform. This could be our Instagram or whatever. And also to get the recognition worldwide. So we missed out. But for our luck, at another event, they saw us again and they say, okay, we didn't get what we need, we still want you guys. They said, we can pay you what you want, we can give you half. And then we said, okay, give us half, but put our names in the game. So we got our own characters in the game. And I think that was an amazing, how do you say that, victory for us. So now, worldwide, everybody was playing with Easy Hitman, Lenny Netep, Edward van Gils, and we conquered the world. I remember sitting at the airport, and some children out of Chile came up to us and asked, oh, are you these guys? And we're like, nah, that can't be true. But we just played along. And then they said our names. And we're like, wait a minute, they really recognize us. So without the internet, without social media, people started to recognize us. We became local superstars. Newspaper, we did a theater movie, we did instruction DVDs, we did commercials for Nike, we did tours with Nike. Professional players got interested and they said, you know, we also wanna go into street football. So they founded the first street football organizations. The first one was MOTG and the next one was Monta. MOTG was from Norin Boter, an ex-Ajax player, and Monta was from Edgar Davids. We at first started working with them because we needed a platform, and they did events. They did amazing events, huge events, thousands of people. They even sold out the arena. That's crazy. You cannot even comprehend that anymore. But that big, street football was that big. And it was a good time. We made some money. We got some fame. But then the company started growing and growing and growing, and then it started to get merchandise, clothing, balls, beanies, anything you can think of. And that's when it went wrong, because we wanted to have a platform. We didn't want to be a marketing tool for street clothing. So we stopped at MOTG, and the same thing happened with Monta. So we stopped with Monta, same thing. Because of my background, and football gave me so much, because I came from kicking the ball on my own against the wall to being in Nike ads, to being a Nike consultant, to be in FIFA, to future in a movie. And I was like, it gave me so much more than I thought, because it wasn't only a safe space anymore for me. It became so much more. It became my passport. I could travel. It became my money. It was a way of providing for my family. And I was thinking, what else can I do with it? I can use it as a tool to help other people in the same situation that I was. So that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm 47. I had my time in street football and I enjoyed it a lot, but I think it's for the new generation. What I can do is use street football as a tool to reach children in a bad situation. Try to give them a platform. Also try to give them self-esteem. I think if you have street football players and these kids have total control over a ball, they will get self-esteem. But also just to give them a safe place. And I think that's very important for the children. So this, by the way, is my story and my truth. And I think this is the ultimate moment for me. This is kind of representing the moment where that Mexican guy was running up to the camera. We became world champion in a 3v3 format. And we played against the best of the world. And we won. Yay. And time's going to change. I know there's a lot of countries, and there's a couple of countries here. They're going to be the next ones. That's for sure. Why doesn't it go to the next one? So this is celebrating my life. Football gave me so much. It made me overcome all my troubles in life. What's the next slide? Until this guy gave me a call. And he said, I'm going to set up a street football team. And I was like, somebody is messing with me, it's a joke. So I had to verify if it was true. And then I met that guy, Rafael, and he explained to me about the project. And it's a giving back project. Giving back through the art of dribbling. So what we want to do is we want to do events and give the spotlight to street children. From the street light to the spotlight. So we want to make it possible for them to make a living out of football. And, oh, the other one, please. The next one is what I'm doing right now. In order to influence the children, I also think you need to start either at their parents or the people that they look up to, their brother, nephew. So I also got to change their lives in a way. So what I'm doing now, I'm going into jails worldwide, working with inmates in the 6 last months of the detention. And due to a street football program, I'm going to teach them 11 life lessons. If they achieve to do the test and they can get a certificate, they come to me and I make sure they get work. So for me it's important that these guys give the good example, because I also try to lead by example. Kids look up to their parents, nephew, brother. If then I can change their minds, and even people from jail or from the gangs or whatever they've done, they can talk to the little brothers like, listen, I made a mistake in life, now I want to change it in a positive way. He's going to influence all the children underneath him. So that's why we do this. And football is an amazing tool, because what did I just say at the beginning? Street football makes me think about nothing else than football.
Pues en la prisión es un modo de descuento, me hace sentir libre. No creo que haya otra cosa que usted lo haga aquí como en la calle, ¿sí me entiende? Entonces, acá no puedo hacer otra cosa que pues, todo lo que hago me siento en la prisión. Cuando duermo, miro que la colchoneta dice prisión Bogotá, la cobija prisión Bogotá. Cuando paso a desayunar me toca hacer una fila que uno no la hace en una calle. Pero cuando estoy jugando me siento en la calle, porque igual como se juega acá, se juega en la calle.
He said everything reminds him of jail, only when he plays on the pitch, because that's the only thing that is similar to when he goes to outside. Inside his blanket says the prison. He needs to be in line for food, needs to be in line to take a shower. But playing football, he's outside. And that's amazing. And once I figured that out, how strong the ball is and the power of football, there's so much more that we can achieve. I had one other dream, and I'm very happy that the guys from Denmark are fulfilling their dream, or at least trying to. It was an amazing presentation, guys. Thank you, because I think the streets need that. Because they don't only need recognition or a platform, but at the end of the day, they also want to make a living out of it somehow, some way. So if we can keep like a street economy in our own subculture, that would be amazing. Like the skateboard guys, you know, they make their own boards, their own trucks, their own wheels, everything. We just wait for a big brand to sell us balls or shoes, and we're never really satisfied about those products. So I hope you guys achieve, man. And if I can do anything for you guys, I'm here. This is my story. The reason why I also do this is not only to influence the children, but also because it's close to my heart. Like I said, I grew up in a bad neighborhood and in a bad situation. So I was one leg in football and one leg in crime. So this could have been me. And I also believe in jail there is a huge population that are not criminals. They just made a mistake in a bad situation. And trust me, if you come from a bad neighborhood, that's done easily. So yeah, no social media. And I'm happy that I didn't use social media, because leading by example means credibility. And the only way that, in my opinion, this is my truth, you can only get credibility if you're on the ground, if you're like the soldiers that are on the pitch every day. Influencers are not on the pitch every day. And I think the soldiers on the streets, they create communities, they create subcultures, they create trends, and influencers make it a hype. So without the streets and the guys that are on the pitches every day, there are no influencers. And that's why I love what I did, and that's why I love what we're talking about here. And I hope that we can achieve so much more all together. And yeah, this was it. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, make some noise, Edward van Gils. Yeah, stay here, please. First of all, you need to get the present, get the water if you want. Yeah, that chill. So I think you tell pretty explicitly a lot about your life and your mission and your vision, which completely different from what we see right now in the media. And also when the people are growing up their kids to become the football players or something, they seem something different. Nobody talks about the love of the football. First of all, they're talking about something else. So anybody have questions for Edward? Yes. Jokoris. So guys from Finland came here to listen. Yeah.
Hi. My question would be, what is your message to the kids and youth that has been or are in that kind of situation, to put them so they couldn't go through the bad side of lifestyle?
Accept that life's a bitch, because life isn't about drinking a margarita on the beach in the Caribbean every day. And that is something that we gotta understand. And due to social media, in my opinion, you know, we get that dopamine every day and we think every day is a party. But real life isn't a party. You know, it's tough and it's unfair. And I think that is the most important thing for a street kid to understand, because you always feel like a victim. You know, why does he go to a good school? Why can he have an iPhone and I can't? You know, it's just, or even go to the store and another kid, he doesn't get followed. The kid from the streets, you know, who looks at that type of way, you know, the security guard walks past him, and you get annoyed by that, and then you think you have how do you say that? you have the right to start doing things that you're not allowed to do. Because it was the same with me. We didn't have money. So what did I do? In the summertime, I went outside and people were hanging their clothing outside. I was like, oh, easy. Just pick my size. I went into the football club. I just left my shoes. I took new shoes, you know. And I thought I had the right to do that because I was poor. And if we understand and if we accept that life is unfair, man, just got to hang up your own balloons in life. And that's it.
Thank you. I never knew about the clothes and the shoes.
Man, there's so much you don't know.
Yeah, I know something.
True.
Yeah. What else? No questions. From me, maybe then last question, and we move on to the next topic. You said, of course, and it's a common thing that people are saying football saved their lives. It's saved in many ways, and for a lot of our like people who are here in different ways, right? But when you was one leg in crime world, something else pushed you to the side of the football, like, or you just woke up in the morning and said, okay, it's enough for crime. I will go to the football. No, something, maybe there was some people around you, or some right words, or some, I don't know, right movie, right book, or right people by your side, or right situations which straighten you, and then your life turned.
Yeah, it is funny. It wasn't like a moment or somebody telling me what to do, but it was football that made me change my mind. Because yeah, I was into crime and I made money with crime, and I didn't tell you, but during the same time that I was in crime and playing street football, I also played for a professional club. And I didn't like football anymore because it wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't my safe space. It was work now. So I was like, I don't even like this. So unfortunately, I got caught with a criminal act, and then I got kicked off. And that gave me the opportunity to go back on the streets and, you know, focus more on what that I needed to do. And at the same time, luckily, I got discovered by Nike. So it was, it was a little bit luck. But once I was, the thing was, back in the home, I never got love or something. And at Nike, people were like, oh yeah, you're doing good. And this was amazing to me. Then I started growing. I was like, wait a minute, this is what I want. You know, I don't want to run for the police. I don't want to be in trouble. I want to be patted on the shoulder. Yeah. And once Nike did that, I started growing. It's like the same thing I said with football. I grew immensely because I was loving what I was doing. And it was the same thing with that.
Yeah, the why I'm asking this, because we all work with the youth. And if we see youth in trouble, let's say addiction to the phone also kind of a trouble. So we need to find the ways how to get out of this trouble, you know, or addiction to something, whatever. This is why I'm asking this question, so that we can learn on the examples who made it. Once again.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing, because a lot of people, especially in traditional football, they always say, yeah, street football is a circus act. Street football, you don't achieve anything with it. I don't believe that. For me, street football, also for 11 aside, is like money. You know, they say money doesn't make you happy, but it's very nice to have it in your back pocket when you need it. And I think it's the same with street football. You know, you won't be playing street football on the 11 aside pitch if you want to go pro or, you know, achieve something. But also street football is very nice to have it in your back pocket. If you're in a certain situation, you can get out of that. And you have this self-confidence because you can control the ball so amazingly. So I think it's good, you know, and then a kid with self-esteem is a kid that can learn quicker and can do amazing stuff.
Especially for the younger generations.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
Yeah, and to inspire, we need examples. Once again, thank you for being that example. Thank you for sharing your story. Here are some presents for you. Let's take one photo once again. Everybody in the background, you know what to do. Yeah, let's wave. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, one photo together.